So now I've visually inspected all those connections, and I've decided that this one here isn't properly made. It might be okay, but it's worth going over it again. You can probably see that you can still see the gold colour rather more clearly on that pin than on the other pins. So I'll just redo that one to make sure that it's interesting. Actually, that doesn't seem to want to flow as the other ones did. Oh, there we go. Okay, sometimes that happens if it's a ground pin, for instance. And the ground pins, there's a lot more copper in the ground plane of the PCB itself, and also the ground of this module, so that takes away a lot of the heat from the soldering iron, and that means that the solder doesn't tend to flow so readily. So it's important to make sure those are done properly. Okay, so I think that is all of the SMD components apart from the switches. I think maybe now is the time to put the switches on. These switches are slightly bigger than the pad placements on the board, just a little bit of a nuisance. So I'm going to just make sure that's going to work. Yeah, I think it'll just about work. Another alternative would have been to bend the switch connections, the leads that come out of the switch, but I can't quite see them there. So to bend those down more vertically so that it was easier to solder onto the pads, but I think we'll just about be able to make it work. It might be necessary, I think, to clip the end of that lead on the switch. Just make it a bit shorter, because I think the two switches are quite close together, and they'll probably in danger that those connections would touch each other if we don't just shorten that a little bit. So now I'm just going to do the same thing. Offer this up into the solder. Yeah, so that's got to go a lot further along in the right place. Yeah, so that should just about work there. Okay. I'm doing the end of that one. And then I'll just snip another one of these. It's taking off maybe 0.5 millimeter or something, or so. Just to neaten that up slightly, and then we'll do this end this time, because that's the end that's going to be closest to the other switch. Okay, shorten this one. I'll do that, and then doesn't seem to be quite sitting down correctly. There we are. And then this one, and then this switch I think we probably don't need to shorten, so this is the one to reset the Raspberry Pi 0. I'll get that one in place. Try and line it up with the square so it looks nice and neat, and put that end in. Okay, so that's the switches in place. So the board's starting to take shape now.